bubbles, anyone? I love sparkling wine, and when I'm celebrating, I usually reach for champagne. But here's the thing. Champagne isn't just a drink, it is also a statement. Centuries of clever marketing and dedicated winemaking have built its reputation for excellence. But that prestige comes at a price, and not just one that reflects quality alone. Over the years, I've been surprised and fooled by sparkling wines from other corners of the world that taste just as good as champagne and retail for less. So today I'm going to put my palate to the test by tasting sparkling wines from all around the globe to find out whether we can find champagne-like quality without the champagne price tag. And by the way, this all is making me really nervous. We removed all of the agrafes on those wines and they are probably just about to explode. This one already exploded while I was shooting this intro, so let's go. The sparkling wines were selected by my team and I don't know what's in those bags. I'm just going to go through them, taste them. It's more about quality, but if I feel like I have identified the origin, I will also talk about that. So let's taste. I've said it before, I'm saying it again, one of the best sounds there is. All right, this is starting off really well. We have a beautiful frothy sparkling wine. I mean, there's quite a lot of froth there, which doesn't really, it doesn't really change the quality of the wine, but there's stable CO2, that's for sure. The color is kind of a little bronze. It's not bright white. It's kind of slightly tinged. It smells of baked apple, cinnamon. There's also a little bit of brown sugar there. Yeah, this smells like a freshly baked apple pie, which is quite a delicious flavor. On the palate, it's really rich, juicy, slightly grippy. There's moderate acidity. It's not the freshest and punchiest in terms of acidity, but there's a creamy texture there. And this feels really delicious. So this is quite a delicious sparkling wine. I don't think it's champagne. By the way, did I mention that one of the sparkling wines is actually a champagne? So there will be a champagne in the mix, but I don't think this is it. This feels kind of plush, round, not quite acidic enough for champagne. So I would say this is probably from the New World, but I couldn't really place it anywhere right now. I'm going to rate this 91 points. I think this is really delicious. It's not amazing, but it's really, really good. So let's move on to wine number 3. And some of you might wonder why there is no wine number 2. That is because I lost bag number 2 and number 7, but I'll find them somewhere. Wow. Check out that beautiful froth. And the color looks amazing. Look at that. Delicious. This smells really different. The previous wine was made using champagne grape varieties, Pinot Noir and Chardonnay, but this smells not like those varieties. There's quite a lot of lemon, lime character. There's also a little bit of rubberiness. So yeah, it kind of points me towards cava. So on the palate, this is quite rich, concentrated. The acidity isn't very high, but there's quite a lot of umami-ness. Oftentimes those yeast cells, as they deteriorate in the bottle following the second fermentation, they give off those meaty, yeasty flavors. And that's kind of what I'm getting here from this wine. There's also a fair bit of bitterness. This is a little rough, I would say. It's kind of not the sparkling wine that everyone will enjoy, but it has something really exciting, just different, slightly funky. And that side is interesting. But yeah, I don't think it's a sparkling wine that's very popular with the masses. So I'm going to rate this 89 points. I think it is very good, but it's also a little wild, a little bitter. This bitterness is just a bit tough. So let's move on to wine number 4. All right, wine number 4, fine bubbles, slightly golden in color. Oftentimes when the sparkling wine spends a lot of time on the lees, on the dead yeast cells, it will get a slightly more golden color, and you can see that here. On the nose, there's also pronounced leesiness, like character of lees, brioche, bread, baked goods. So that's definitely what I'm getting here. Woo! See, the previous 2 wines, especially wine number 3, They were lacking a little bit of acidity. Wine number 3 was a little bit too rich and not fresh enough on the palate. This one has a lot of acidity and also a lot of concentration and richness. So there's a beautiful balance there. There's ripe apple, pear character, lots of brioche and baked goods. So this definitely spent a long time on the lees. The freshness is just amazing. It feels a little like champagne, but it could also be something else. It definitely could be something else. I mean, it could be a sparkling wine from Germany, for example. It could be from England. It could be, just from a cool climate. I mean, this definitely has a lot of that zestiness, liveliness that I really love when it comes to sparkling wine. So I'm going to rate this 93 points. And so far, this is the best sparkling wine. But there are still some more to go. All right, let's pop the cork of number 5. There's a lot of pressure in those bottles. See, that is also why I was scared in the beginning, because if one of those corks would have hit me in the face, on the nose, wherever, I might have broken something. I definitely would have had like a bruise or something. So my life is pretty dangerous. All right, wine number 5, slightly golden in color again, but not super dark in color. On the nose, this is quite interesting. It's quite deep actually. There's like lemon character. There's a little bit of spice coming through, rye bread. It doesn't have those sweet kind of brioche flavors. It has more of a rye bread character, but this is pretty good. On the palate, there's lots of tension. Good acidity, a little less than the previous one, but still lots of freshness. Good density and concentration. You can definitely feel that this is a serious sparkling wine. And it also feels like they really invested into that wine. So this is damn good. I think this feels really complete to me. I mean, this is just really great sparkling wine. It doesn't feel like champagne, but it's just delicious. It has good acidity, just good balance, good overall mouthfeel. And I'm going to rate this 94 points. Before we continue with the wines, let me first thank the sponsor of this video, my friends at Tailor Store. I want great wines, but I also want clothes that fit me perfectly, just like this merino t-shirt and this beautiful shirt. And that's where Tailor Store comes in to play. Here's how it works. You go online and decide what type of clothes you want to buy. It may be a t-shirt, a shirt, an overshirt, or something else. Then you select the fabric and the style that you like, and then you add your measurements. It's super easy. Their system guides you through it, and once you're done, they craft a piece that is unique to you. No more guessing sizes or living with something that doesn't quite fit. I've been wearing their shirts for a while now, and the difference is immediately noticeable. The fit is sharp, the fabrics feel premium, and I love the fact that you can customize the little details like the color, the cuffs, or the buttons. It's like selecting the exact right type of barrel for your wine. It's the little things that make all the difference. So if you want to upgrade your wardrobe and experience clothing that is made just for you, then head over to Tailor Store by using the link in the description and receive 20% off of your order. So thanks a lot to Tailor Store for sponsoring this video. And now let's get back into the wines and pop some corks. So let's move on to wine number 6. And wine number 6, by the way, exploded while I was recording, so no popping corks here anymore. So quite frothy, kind of slightly cloudy, I would say. Very interesting nose. This feels kind of natural to me. I mean, there's a little bit of funkiness, wildness, kind of a bit of craziness, but it's quite beautiful. On the palate, there's lots of freshness, good tension, a little bit of grip. So this is actually quite an interesting sparkling wine. It doesn't feel super classic. I mean, it doesn't feel like a classic champagne, a house champagne, but it's delicious. Yeah, on the nose, there's a little bit of nougat, a little bit of nuttiness, hazelnuts, a little bit of bruised apple. The acidity is definitely full on, kind of a little harsh. Yeah, but this is this puzzles me a little bit because I can't really place it, but I still really like it. So I'm going to rate this 91 points. I think it's a delicious, really wild and slightly edgy sparkling wine, and I do like it. So let's move on to wine number 8. I told you that bag number 7 is missing, so we're moving straight to 8. All right, this definitely has some color. So it's kind of a little bronze colored. So this could be because there's a grape variety in that has added some color. Could also be due to the yeast aging, but it's quite dark, quite bronzy-ish. So on the nose, this is actually slightly tuned down. I mean, it doesn't show a lot of fruit. It's more like a little chocolatey. There's also obviously quite a lot of brioche character coming through. So more of the leesy, yeasty notes and less of the fruit character. On the palate, this is quite grippy. The acidity is actually kind of moderate. It's not super high, not really fresh and vibrant, but there is good acidity there. This is an interesting one. I mean, it feels kind of really Baroque rich, but there's also good lightness. I don't think it has a lot of alcohol. It just has quite a lot of this yeasty character. As it opens up, it also reveals some more fruit flavors. There's a little bit of orange character coming through, tangerine, like apple, but also slightly more ripe fruit. This feels a little bit like a Californian sparkling wine, a high-end wine from California that has seen quite a bit of sunlight, but is from a cool pocket within California. So there's quite a lot of freshness there as well. Let's find out later on. I'm going to rate this 90 points. I think it's really good, but it lacks a little bit of balance. The fruit doesn't come through as much as I'd like it to. So yeah, but it's a delicious sparkling wine and really kind of, I mean, I think this is something that will appeal to a lot of sparkling wine drinkers. So let's move on to wine number 9. There are lots of bubbles coming through here, so quite a lot of mousse. And it's pretty light in color. I mean, the other ones, there was some that were a lot darker. This is actually fairly light in color. Here, the yeastiness is actually more in the background. We have lots of lemon character, ripe apple flavor. And then there's a little bit of toast, kind of, like bread character, but not super intense. It's more in the background. It's kind of behind all the fruit. It's kind of like eating a slice of toasted bread with like apricot lemon jam on top. It isn't sweet, but that's kind of the flavor profile here. Whoa, on the palate, there's kind of a lot of like stuff going on. There's quite a bit of bitterness. The acidity is more moderate. It's creamy. It's a little dusty, like quite dry, but really interesting. That bitterness is intense. I mean, I don't think most people would appreciate that. It's quite bitter, but I actually like that bitterness because it gives the wine another edge. It makes it a little bit more interesting on the palate. But the acidity is not that high, so the bitterness also serves as a kind of way to make the wine taste a little fresher. So I'm going to rate this 89 points. I think it's really good. It's kind of accessible, interesting. The bitterness will be something that some people just don't like. But yeah, it has character, that's for sure. And here we go, wine number 10. So wine number 10 has a little bit of a bronze tinge as well. Intense mousse. On the nose, it actually has a little bit of a yogurty kind of flavor to it. There's also brioche character, so from prolonged aging on the lees. Great texture, really fresh, vibrant, creamy, mouth-filling, but really delicious. The yogurt kind of flavor disappears, and it actually is a really complete sparkling wine. Not great, but really good. It definitely has that balance between freshness, vibrancy, but also richness, and this kind of creamy texture on the palate that I associate with champagne. And as I haven't really put any wine into champagne so far, my guess would be that this has champagne-esque character, but well, who knows? But the question is is this wine, if it is champagne, actually better than all of the others? And the answer is nope. So this wine definitely has a champagne character, but what would I say is the quality of it? And my answer is it's, in my opinion, a 90.1. All right, this wasn't just a delicious tasting, but it was also quite dangerous with all those bottles and corks exploding around me. But I'm doing this for you in order to answer the question whether you always have to go for champagne in order to get quality, or whether there are some other great sparkling wines around that might even cost less than champagne. So the wine that I thought was champagne was wine number 10, and I definitely didn't rate it the highest. There were other ones that received higher scores. So let's see whether I got them all mixed up and might even rate it the champagne the highest. Let's find out. So wine number 1 received a 91-point score from me. I thought it was from the New World, but I didn't really know from where. And let's see what it was. Quartz Reef from Central Otago. So this is actually from New Zealand. It's the Methode Traditionnelle Brut from New Zealand, from the south of New Zealand, the south of the South Island, one of the southernmost wine growing regions in the world. And this was quite delicious. Wine number 3 was the next wine. I rated this 89 points, and I thought it was a cava maybe, because it just had those cava flavors. They're kind of special. So Recaredo, Terrers, Brut, Natur, Corpinnat. I don't know. Sounds Spanish, but is it a cava? So it doesn't say that it's cava, but it says that it's a blend of Xarello, Macabeo, Parellada, and Monastrell. So those are the grape varieties also used for cava, apart from Monastrell, I think. And yeah, this was a little funky, 89 points. I don't think this was the best cava I've tasted, or it definitely wasn't. But it was an interesting one, that's for sure. And it's probably fairly cheap. So next up, we have wine number 4. And I actually thought this was quite delicious. I gave it 93 points, and it was Chapel Down. I think I actually said it's from a Northern European climate, and it had champagne characteristics. But I did also mention England there. So yeah, Chapel Down Grand Reserve. Good stuff. So next up, wine number 5. And this actually received the highest score from me. I rated it 94 points. And yeah, it was quite a classy sparkling wine. No way! It's the Quartet from Anderson Valley from California. I had another sparkling wine down as Californian, but this was really, really well made. Wine number 6 received 91 points from me, and that was the funky one, I think. It was a little wild and funky, but I did really like it. And it's the Karl Schaefer Blanc de Blanc Brut Nature from the Pfalz. Great stuff. This is also one of the cheaper wines in the tasting. I'm going to go through the prices in a minute, but this is really, really fun. So next up is wine number 8. I actually thought this was from California, so it probably isn't. And it received 90 points from me. And that's the Cuvee Clive Graham Beck Prestige Cuvee 2018 from South Africa, I think it is. Yeah, Western Cape, South Africa. I actually think this isn't cheap. And yeah, I mean, it was pretty good, but I don't think it's worth it. So next up, wine number 9. It received 89 points from me. It was a little wild, well, not wild, but it was a bit, the bitterness was kind of a bit strange for my palate at least. But it was an interesting sparkling wine, that's for sure. And it was Carl del Bosco Franciacorta from Italy. So a sparkling wine from Italy, from one of the most prestigious regions for sparkling wine in Italy. And now wine number 10. 10 was for me the champagne, and as we haven't had a champagne so far, it's probably the champagne. And I rated it 90 points. I didn't think it was great. And there were definitely some much more interesting wines in the lineup here. But let's see which champagne it was. Man, this is tight. I can't get it out of the bag. What happened here? Okay, just one more minute. I'm trying. It's tough. All right. Canard-Duchene Champagne Blanc de Noir Iconique or Iconic. So yeah, 90 points. All right, here are the prices. The Quartz Reef is $22 US. The Recaredo is $35 US. The Chapeau Down was $49 US. The Quartet is $30 US. Great price. The Karl Schaefer is $20 US. The Graham bag was $55 US, so the most expensive one and definitely not the best. And the Bosco is $41 US and the Canard-Duchene is $49 US. So those prices are Wine Searcher prices. You can check out the wines by clicking on the Wine Searcher links in the description. But yeah, overall, it's 100% clear that there isn't a direct correlation between price and quality, and that champagne isn't always the best sparkling wine. I mean, we have 7 other examples that were also really interesting, and most of them were actually better, in my opinion, at least, than this champagne. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then please like it down here, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. My question of the day is, what is your favorite sparkling wine from outside of champagne? Let me know down below in the comments, but whatever you do, stay thirsty.